Welcome to the first episode of a new series that I want to do on this channel called Azura Media Club with your host, Emily. And this first episode, appropriately enough, is about the show that would inspire that name, The Owl House. Now, I just want to say, like, straight up front, please, I am begging you. First of all, please, I'm begging you, watch this show. Go watch this show right now. If you have not seen this show, you have to see this right now. Go right now, watch this show before this review, before this analysis, before this rambling, alright? You have to go see this show. This is now, I finished it. This is now my favorite show of all time. Previously, it was Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I still love that show, and it's a really close call for me, but after having seen The Owl House conclude, all the emotions, all the feels that I got out of it, the magic, the magic that comes from within the heart, that is what really drives the Titan's blood of The Owl House. And the characters, and the moments, the emotional beats to the show, every single episode means something to the grander narrative. Please, go watch this show. I will be doing spoilers, at least. I think I will be. I have to do spoilers, right? I have to talk about some spoilers. If you love shows about magic, animation shows with good shipping, it has one of the greatest ships of all time, 2 or 3 of the greatest ships of all time, really. I mean, there's some great ships in the show. If you love Star vs. the Forces of Evil, or Gravity Falls, or, I don't know, any show like that that's really, really good. I'm sure there's a couple I'm forgetting right now because I'm trying to think of The Owl House, Like, it's just so good. You have to go see it. If you just want that, if you just want the review, if you just want to see what I thought of this, it's a 10 out of 10 show. It's my favorite show of all time. The intro is amazing. The music is amazing. The animation is so fucking amazing. The characters are amazing. The story is amazing. The lore is amazing. Everything about the show is just fucking incredible. Please, I beg of you, go watch the show before you come back and listen to my overall ramblings and opinions on it. Alright? Please, I beg of you. That being said, let's start talking about the show itself. Because I just want to gush. I just really want to gush. Like, the first season of the show is really good, but I know what people think when they watch the first few episodes. Oh, this is just a stereotypical kids show, she's in another world now, blah, 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 all this stuff. But you have to stick with it, especially with the first season. Like, I think, like, near the end of the first season, especially, like, the Grom episode. By the way, spoilers, like, I said that, like, 17 times now. You have to go watch this show, I swear to God. Alright. The Grom episode is, like, one of my favorite episodes. I don't know if it could be considered my favorite episode. It is definitely my favorite episode of Season 1. Even though the ending of Season 1 is fantastic and it really brings tears to your eyes. Anyway, the Grom episode, so good. You have all of the Lumity stuff, the fight with Grom, the animation just takes, like, a spike up, like, super well. The B storyline is, like, okay, with King and Gus and whatever, trying to, like, do the announcing or whatnot. Luz's, like, dress, like, tuxedo kind of looking thing is just great. It's so good. Lumity, all the Lumity stuff. Amity in that episode is just great. They have that nice little interaction where she's like, you're not going soft on me, are you, Blight? She, like, takes the role of Grom Queen to go fight Grom, even though she knows it's going to turn into one of her biggest fears, which at that point is her mom, and what she'll think of her being in the Boiling Isles this whole time. But, like, holy shit, like, it's just such a good episode. And then you see Amity's biggest fear, which is Luz rejecting Amity, because Amity was going to ask Luz out at that point. And this is, like, insane, because, you know, like, the early season, like, episode 3 or whatever, when Amity gets introduced, she's, like, so mean and so bad to people. And you understand later on... God, I do have to keep saying spoilers. I'm serious. Fucking stop watching this video. Go watch the show. I swear to God. I don't want to spoil this for anybody, because I love this show so much, and I believe everyone deserves an unfiltered watching of this show. Just for the magic. I want to talk about it, though. I really need to talk about it, though. So, I hate doing this. I really do. This is the same reason I haven't done a review of Persona 4 yet, other than, like, that one video that was, like, an hour long about it. That wasn't a review. It was just kind of talking about it. Even there, I tried not to spoil things. I need to talk about this, okay? I really need to. So, I'm serious. I'm dead fucking serious. Please, I'm begging you. If you have not seen the show, go watch the show. Anyway, that being said, you learn that she gets this all from her mom, and her parents are the ones who told her she couldn't hang out with Willow anymore. That's why she bullies Willow. That's why she's a bully, because that's what her parents told her to be. Then Luz comes along and totally changes everything for Amity, and that's why they fall in love, you know? It just, oh, it's such a good storyline, and it's so well executed. Oh, it's amazing. I love it so much. But anyway, and you start to see this come out throughout all the episodes, you know? Like, the second episode she's in was, like, the convention one. And they have this, like, nice little moment at the end where she keeps insulting Luz the whole episode, and she's like, what do you want? Like, what are you doing this to me? You know, like, you're being mean to me, you know? You're the one being mean, kind of thing. And then at the end, she's like, you're not even a real witch. And then Luz is like, yeah, I know. And then she shows her, like, the light glyph that she learned a couple episodes earlier, and she's like, yeah, but, you know, I'm trying. I have this little, like, light thing. It's not impressive, but, you know, that's what I can do right now. I'm just trying my best, you know, basically. And Amity sees this, and she starts to think, like, okay, yeah, maybe there is something more to this person. Starts to break the walls down a little bit. And then there's the episode, the library episode. I can't think of the title right now. Lost in Language or Lost in Translation's that fucking movie. I can't remember the name right now, but that one's great, because then you see Amity, first of all, reading to the kids. That was hilarious, like, after that, where the little guy's like, thanks, Miss Amity. She's like, you're welcome, Praxis, or whatever. I love that. I love that so much, that line. I just think that sometimes I get a nice little laugh out of it. But, you know, you see this softer side to Amity. She works at this library or whatever. You see her siblings at that point come in. I haven't even talked about Ida or any of them yet. I just want to talk about Lumini for a second, because that is, like, one really big aspect to the show for me. You know, and Amity's my favorite character, so I really want to talk about her. And I know this shirt's kind of outdated. This is, like, one of 2 things I have of Owl House merch. I need more. I just don't have any yet. Like, I need to get some, I know, but, like, I don't know. I'll get there, you know? Like, I want to do it. I haven't got the chance yet. Anyway, so, yeah, so, what was I gonna say? Amity, O'Cramity. I don't know. They're becoming, you know, them starting to, like, really enjoy each other and love each other is just so wholesome. I just love it so much. It means so much to me. I don't know. It's just like, it's the perfect lesbian relationship, and that has been done before, but not to this level, and not to this wholesome level, you know? I'm a little disappointed that there was no, like, I love you kind of thing, but I'm sure that was said in different ways. That it was definitely shown in different ways. I would have liked that, you know. Plenty of kisses, though. Lots of good kisses. Like, I liked all of those. When they first kissed at the end of season 2, that was like a big moment. When she kissed her on the cheek in the one episode early in season 2, that was a huge moment. We all wanted Lumity to happen after season 1, especially after Grom. And then the next episode is like the Grudgeby episode, and then she's like blushing the whole time, and you see like this totally other side to Amity. Like, she played it really, really cool during the Grom stuff. But then she just, like, lets loose Amity Tomato Face, you know? It's a meme for a reason. It just happens. She gets better with it later on in the series. She, like, doesn't do that as much as she's the one instigating most of the stuff. But, not that Luz doesn't sometimes, but, like, even, what is it? Knocking on Hootie's door, you know? Where they're really trying to push the Lumity forward, and they push the Ida plot forward and the King plot forward, and that's such a great episode, especially because that's when they start dating and whatnot, you know, so that's really special. It's just such a milestone moment in animation, especially Disney animation. A lot of people will say that the cancellation of the show, well, Disney themselves said that the cancellation of the show is because it didn't fit their brand or whatever. Whether or not that means the Lumity stuff, you know, that's something we're always just gonna have to wonder. But we got an amazing show. I'm not shocked that it ended as well as it did, but I think the brevity actually really helped the show in a lot of ways. They didn't just go on for longer and do a bunch of filler arcs or anything like that. They may not have gotten the entirety of their original intention, but I know for the most part it was what they wanted, you know? That's what I've heard anyway. And I'm really happy we got, like, what we did, you know? Even the last season, even though it's just 3 45-minute episodes, it's still amazing to me that happened. I'm glad we got that to wrap everything up, because it actually ends the show and it makes everything perfect. There's no indication, really, to myself anyway, that it was rushed along, you know? Could we have done a lot more with a full season 3? Yeah, we could have. And that would have been great, and I'm sure they would have done a lot of good character stuff with season 3. But we didn't get that. And what we got instead is still amazing. And the fact that we could have seen more is disappointing, but at the same token, I am grateful for what we got. It is so good. Putting the Lumity stuff aside, I know, because I'm just going to ramble about that for, like, forever. That all turns out good, and that's all great, and that's a big heart, kind of, to the show, but that's only one aspect to the show. We have Luz, the main character, and her struggle with identity, and, there's even a little bit of, trans allegory in there. She isn't trans, but that scene with the egg cracking and her whole palisman thing or whatever. Oh my god. How is that not, like, intended as a trans thing? It's like, she has a moment of realization, and then her egg cracks, and then, like, out comes this, like, shape-shifting talisman. And it's like, wow. And they did set that up from the very beginning, like the snake thing. I thought that was interesting, because that's in the very first episode. A lot of what's in the first episode comes to play in the ending, and I love that. And the ending has all of the characters, all 3 parts to the ending, because I consider all of season 3 kind of to be the ending of the show. And it really, really, really captures and closes the arcs of these characters. And they all do a lot of growing, and they all really get to a really good place. I mean, like, for Luz herself, she gets to understand that, like, hey, you know, I don't have to... Because she's, like, in the final season, she wants to kind of go back to the real world, the the human realm, I guess they call it, to just live out her days, and she doesn't want anything to do with Belos and all of that. She's like, I'm staying here. But then she realizes, like, no, I don't have to have just that, as, you know, there's a lot of people here in the demon realm as well that love me and care about me. And in the end, it kind of makes for a nice balance of both. I mean, I know very, very minor, not minor character, but, like, not a character you get a lot of time with. You only see this character very few times before the last season. The Collector also was very surprising to me. I mean, I kind of knew that the Collector wasn't evil per se, but I didn't know if there was any reasoning with the Collector, you know? But it turns out the Collector is just a really wholesome little kid, you know? And they say they a lot, but, at the end, King says he, and Willow says he, in the first episode of Season 3, so I'm gonna go with he. But also, the Collector says at one point, when King says, Mr. Collector, he says, oh, you're being so boring, or whatever. Like, in the middle, they say they, so, like, he and they, maybe, like, both pronouns? I don't know. I'm going to go with he, because that's where we were at the end, so I know I'm assuming, but I can't just ask this character, like, hey, you know, so the Collector himself, he's just a kid, you know, and he wanted to have fun, but he also wanted friends, and that really is what Luz wanted as well. She wanted to find connection. She wanted to find people who understood her, and I mean, don't we all, right? And that's what's so great about the Collector as a character. He has all of this power, but you can see kind of how Belos had warped him a little bit. And then, of course, when Belos is disguised as Rain, like, it's a whole other thing where, but yeah, like, when Belos, like, takes over the Titan and all that, oh my god, crazy shit. Like, I wasn't expecting that to happen, for sure. That was, wow. You know, like, seeing Luz, like, take on all that power to fight him and stuff, just great. And, the whole subplot with, like, King and his dad and all that was just wholesome as fuck. Yeah, so there's also Ida. I talked about King a little bit. King is like this little demon guy. God, how many times do I have to say spoilers? Seriously, I'm just doing the whole thing here. So it turns out he's a Titan later on. That's kind of, he's the son of the Boiling Isles, which is the land that they're on. Or the remnants of this older Titan, you know, who we actually see in the last episode there. But they don't really figure that out until the end of Season 2. And then there's also the Ida subplot, where she gets cursed by Lilith in the past, because Lilith wanted to join the Emperor's Coven, which is super ironic, because then she finds out what the Emperor's Coven is way later on, and she doesn't want to be there then. But they wanted to join together, but then they, I think it was Terra Snapdragon who, like, pitted them against each other or whatever to have to fight to be able to, for a position in the Emperor's Coven or whatever. And it's such a wholesome moment. Ida's just like, you know what? You know, Lilith, you go ahead. I'm good. I don't need this. I'll find my own way. I didn't want to join a coven anyway. But, you know, you're my sister. I love you. You go enjoy our dream, because it is our dream. But I want you to have this opportunity. Little does she know, she cursed her with the owl beast the night before. which she thought was temporary. Bellos is like telling her that he can cure the owl form or whatever, which he can't. I mean, maybe he could. He wasn't going to, though. He lied to Lilith, and that's why she was kind of going along with a lot of the things that he did, and she was trying to capture Ida in the first season because of that. But yeah, she kind of comes around a lot. Her and Hootie's relationship, not relationship, but you know what I mean, like friendship is very wholesome as well. I love that. Hootie needed somebody, you know? Everyone kind of just yells at him and just like, the whole Amity thing, it's like, I swear if that stupid bird like comes near me one more time, I'm gonna break him or whatever. But he is the Owl House, you know? That's what Lilith says in one of the episodes. That always just sticks with me. Hootie, you are the Owl House. You're important. The whole show is called the Owl House, and it's like, Hootie, you are the Owl House. I just love that. Hootie's such a great character. He's so funny. But there's also some good heart-warming moments with Hootie, you know? Him and Lilith and the whole Lumity thing, you know, the knock on Hootie's door. It's sad that he wasn't in more of the ending, really, but he was, like, puppetized by the Collector. That's, like, a whole other thing. God, that arc is just sad. I do think that... I want to say that the second to last episode, the Hexside stuff is kind of weak. I don't really care that much about that. That is probably the storyline I would have cared the least about, you know? If that was one episode in a season 3, which had like a 20-minute episode about it, like, okay, I get that, but like, I don't know. It didn't really connect with me that much. I didn't feel like Basha or any of them were really that important. It felt like they were trying to give Kikimora more to do, which, like, she never really got to do anything anyway. I don't know. It was fine. I did like a lot of the character moments in that episode, and that's, to me, why the episode is still really good. The Collector and the Bellos subplot to that episode is also really good, too, but, like, the Hexside stuff just it didn't really resonate with me that much. Those were always minor characters to me. I never saw Basha as much of, like, a character. Bartholomew was in, like, a couple episodes, you know? Like, I don't know. It was fine. That's where that episode kind of dragged for me, and the ending as a whole dragged. The first part to the ending, oh my god, was so cool when they're in the human realm, and all the little cute slice of life memories that you can see in, like, the pictures and stuff, and especially, like, the Liberty stuff, and just, it's a really good character episode. You get to see a lot more of every single character, Hunter, and Gus, and Willow, and especially Luz and Amity also, and Camila too, Luz's mom there. Oh god, Yesterday's Lies, like, that's quite an episode where we finally figure out what evil Luz, or what was our, like, headcanon name for her? I can't even remember, like, I think it was Evil Luz, right? Like, we finally figure out that she's not evil at all, she's just, like, a basilisk, like, you know, that whole storyline also was very wholesome, you know, the V storyline. I liked that a lot, definitely. She's also a great character. So, but yeah, Yesterday's Lies was also really great. Especially the moment at the end when she's, like, promising her mom that she'll stay there when she comes back and all of that. She was probably trying to fulfill that promise in the end, honestly. But then her mom, like, figures out, like, what's going on. She kind of has time to deal with all of that. And, you know, I like that she also went to the Boiling Isles to see what that was like. I feel like every character kind of got a thing to do, except for Willow, except in the end of the second part of season 3, Willow got, like, a little thing there. I mean, I know we kind of had done that before, but that all kind of was like, a long time before. I I like that they brought that around again, because Willow is such a great character. And Camila the whole time is like, you know, you don't have to like play this strong, reliable person. Like, if you need to open up, that's cool. And she's like, no, I'm good. I'm all fine, you know. But then we see her like break down inside the school there, and like she can't control her powers at that point because she's letting her emotions run wild. And the moment where Hunter like rockets through to like go and hug her and be like, dude, you are not a burden. You have been one of the best things. You've helped us so fucking much. And you know, like we all care about you, and you're our friend, and we love you, basically. He didn't say that specifically, but man, that was such a good moment. There's so many good moments like that, where you just really feel like, and you know, the ship, that's one of the great ships. Also, the, what is it? I don't even remember their ship name anymore. I always just called it the Winter Ship because that's what we all called it, Willow and Hunter. But there's some other name for it now. Is it Lunter? No, is that right? I can't remember. Anyway, that's a great ship. It doesn't really come to full resolution by the end, but we see it forming, so you know it's good. Yeah, I always keep getting distracted. I want to talk about Ida, but I keep forgetting. I did talk about her a little bit with the owl curse and all of that. I really like the episode with her and Rain, where they first like meet each other and whatever, and we get to see young Ida. Young Ida is like the best. I really love that. So yeah, and I love their relationship. Rain and Ida, like Rain, they're a great character. Especially with Ida. When Rain was like first introduced, like it was kind of like, it's just like, oh, I don't know about this. Like not because they're non-binary, but like just because like I didn't really know what to make of the character. But Rain really grew on me by the end, and I realized it was more of a connection to Ida kind of thing. I love Ida, of course. She's such a great like character, because at first you just kind of see this like, what does the collector say, like this wholesome aunt character who's like kind of a bad girl, but then like later in season 2 you see her like breaking down in mid season 2 too, the episode with Rain or whatever. She's like ready to give it all up, and then Rain's like, no, you have kids, like you need to go back to the kids. Oh god, the Grom picture that keeps like following every time. Oh my god, it's so good. Like you need to go back and protect your kids. And then like the whole ending of season 2 too is just, it's just so much emotion. There's so much emotion going on in season 2. Season 2 is so great. It was such a great evolution to the Owl House that we all knew and loved. You know, like I was a big fan of this series, like right from as soon as I seen it. I think I started watching the show. I know it was definitely 2020, but it was right before the last like 2 or 3 episodes of season 1 were out. So I think I watched the finale as it was coming out. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. And then just like being there to watch season 2 as it came out. Oh my god, the wait was killer though. I mean, and I got my other friend Aubrey into it as well, and I got one of my other friends to watch like the first season, but then he didn't like go on with it, and that was kind of shitty because it's like season 2 is so great, and I don't know. I'll have to work on my friends now to get them to watch it. Somehow I got them to all watch Star versus the Forces of Evil, so that's good. So hopefully they'll all watch this too, because it's definitely a really great show. Um, yeah, I love Ida. I love her past. I love her backstory. I love her parents. They're a great part of it. Her making peace with the Owl Beast. I love Albert, her palisman. That's great. Palismans are such a cool thing. I love palismans. Fucking Flapjack, that was so sad. That whole arc. But I do love how Flapjack lives on through Hunter, like with the powers and all of that. That's so poignant. And Hunter's whole arc too. You know, he's like this Grimwalker of Caleb, like the the brother to Belos. Um, like yeah, that was great. But it was interesting. Oh, and really dark. How you see that like every single one of the Calebs like realized that Belos was in the wrong and that he'd gone like way overboard. I kind of, I mean, I don't mind the whole Belos thing, but like I really would have liked him to have seen the error of his ways before he went, I think that would have been really nice. I mean, I don't mind how they did it. I don't need him to be redeemed or whatever. He can still, like, get killed off, but, like... I know it was also meant to show the collector that there is a line between you need to help these people and these people are just fucking evil. So, I don't mind that the way it was done, but it's just like... I don't know. Like, what if Hunter had said something to him and he would have been like, oh yeah, I guess my brother didn't want this the whole time or whatever. Even though Hunter's not his actual brother, he's just like a clone of his brother, I guess. Which doesn't make him the same thing, obviously. I'm just saying, like... Yeah. But, yeah, I really love Hunter's arc of realizing, like, hey, I don't really need to... I don't need Belos ordering me around to be a person, I'm just gonna find my own self out there in the world. And he finds community and family through Luce and the Owl House gang, and it's just so wholesome, especially when he first meets Willow and Gus, and they kind of change his mind. That's really wholesome too. And later on when they accept him and realize what he's going through, and they all just become like the best of friends. It's just super, super, super wholesome. He's got such a great arc. I love Hunter. He's great. I love all of the characters, to be honest. I mean, even some of the minor ones are pretty good. Oh, Darius, like, he's great. I love how he was, like, such this father figure to Hunter. I love, like, Emra and... What's his name? Whatever. The two Amity siblings. I love them. I love how they kind of rebel against their whole parental thing. But they're also still have their hair dyed, like, the green. And then, like, I thought it was so interesting because I had totally forgotten this was the detail of why she dyed her hair purple, was because it's abomination colored. And that's what her dad says in that one episode. And then she's like, finally, somebody gets it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Her dad is such a bro. Like, oh, he's so good. He comes around in the end so much. Her mom is terrible. Terrible person. Terrible, terrible, terrible person. Or demon, or... No... witch. Terrible witch. That's what I was trying to say. So, yeah. Horrible person. But... yeah. So, anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, God. That episode with, the brawl, the abomination brawl or whatever, that's such a great episode, too. Because of the loose subplot where she won't open up to Amity about the whole dad thing, like her dad and like how he died, and this was like the day that they go and like put flowers on his grave or whatever. And then like by the end when she does open up and she's just like sitting there crying and Amity hugs her and she's just like, you know what, I don't know, like I don't know about these human traditions, but I'm gonna do my best to help you do this in whatever way possible. Because Luz the whole episode is just frantic. She's lying to people, which Luz like never does. And it's just such a great episode when you finally understand what's going on. She's trying to distract herself the whole episode, which isn't working out for her. And it's a great lesson in learning that you can't always just run from your problems. Which is like a big theme of Luz and her character. So yeah, I thought that was a really great episode, and and then just because Amity is there for her and she comforts her, they're such a wholesome ship. Like, sometimes they have problems, but they don't fight about it. They work through the problems just like that. There were a bunch of times where Luz lies to Amity, and Amity's just like, Luz, why are you lying to me? But she doesn't make that a problem. She tries to be there and comfort Luz and be like, hey, I understand what you're doing and why you're running from this thing. Like, let's fix that. Like, I'm here for you, That's like life goals, right? Relationship goals. Like that's how everyone should be. Obviously lying's not great, but sometimes people have a good reason for doing it. Sometimes not, obviously, but it was just so wholesome to see that. I thought that was really good. What else was I gonna say about that? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about. I just really love this show so much. There's so many great things to love. I feel like I was going to talk about a different episode with them. Oh, the one. What is the main plot of that episode? I cannot remember. Well, the side plot is like Gus, like going to find the Golder Stones and all of that. That's fine. That's a good part of the episode too. But the Lumity half of that episode, where she's trying to go and find Philip's journal so she can build the portal door to get back to the human realm and all that. But she gets Amity in trouble at the library. Oh, there's also the library episode, which I was talking about earlier, but I think I got distracted somewhere in there. That's a great episode, because Amity starts to kind of like open up to Luz, and they share laughs, and by the end she's like, I'm gonna think on this, like, maybe you're not a terrible person. She calls her a bully in the episode, because she like found her diary, and you like see her talking about like Luz, and like she doesn't understand her and stuff. But by the end of the episode they're good. Anyway, obviously, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten. But the later library episode, they're like in the library, they're like going around trying to find the journal. They find the mouse that like ate the journal, and which can like project the journal, I guess. I mean, I don't ever know what happened to that thing. Like, I guess it ran its course of usefulness, obviously, at some point. But yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was a great episode. At the end of that episode, Luz really screws up, and Amity, it looks like it's gonna be bad for them, for Amity and Luz, and it's really sad. But then you see like Luz, after Amity like dyes her hair or whatever, you see Luz, she comes back, and she's got the library card, like her badge or whatever, and she's like, I had to like fight a paper dragon or whatever to, a bookworm or whatever. She's like, which is just a word for nerdy people in my realm. There's a part in there where Amity's like, or she's like, there's something about like, Like, we'll have to go on a real date sometimes or something, and she's like, blushes and she's like, I'm gonna get you that journal then, or whatever. Which is cute. That's a good line. But anyway, I love how Luce, like, went to all this trouble to get her job back and stuff. That's the kind of wholesome stuff that really makes Lumity so very special to me. Yeah. God, I love Lumity so much. And then of course there's the cheek kiss in that episode, and that just all made us go wild, at that point. um, bold move, little sister, and of course she's not in the next episode, which I kind of thought it sucked that she wasn't in the finale of season 1 too, but like they had another focus. That's actually a really good finale as well. Ida's like gonna be petrified, and she goes to like save her and all of that, and it's a really good wrap up to season 1. Anyway, and the season 2 finale with the Day of Unity and all of that. Oh my god, like, God, it always just comes back to me, that one line where Terra Snapdragon, like, you've seen her the whole thing. She's this confident, stupid, idiot bitch who just wants to follow Bellows the whole way, no matter what. She won't listen to anybody, and then as soon as she actually sees, like, what this Day of Unity is gonna do, it's like, she's like, she looks over to Rain and she's like, he's offering us a paradise, right? And Rain's like, and I'm just like, God damn it, you fucking idiot. You could have helped stop this. I thought the plan to stop it was cool, too. The whole part where she's trying to send Luz away, Luz thinks it's because she's not good enough, but Edith's like, I don't want to lose you. All of that, and lose you. Not like that. Anyway, all of that was really wholesome, and also, just like the, I don't know, that whole, like, season finale was really great. What else? Well, and that's kind of the stuff that I was talking about earlier with the Ida being, like, really, really coming out of her shell. And we really get to see a different side of Ida, this, like, motherly side to Ida. She really cares about Luce and King and all of these other people, and just for somebody who acted so aloof and, like, she didn't care before in, like, season 1 and stuff, and, like, a lot of season 2, like, she acted so cool and collected, and just seeing her break down like that is just like, wow, like, holy shit, like, she's actually really scared, like, before she was the most powerful witch on the Boiling Isles. She always used to call herself that, and then, like, the whole magic thing, she, like, loses half her power, like, most of her powers or something. Yeah. Oh my god, the fact that she, like, takes the Bard Coven sigil just to stand in for Rain to, like, fuck up the Day of Unity spell, that is, because she's the Wild Witch. She's the bad girl Coven, the bad girl Coven. Like, she's the bad bitch, like, she's the wild magic lady. And for her to do that just shows how much that really means to her to stop Bellows. And the Day of Unity from, like, draining all the magic and whatever. Those are such good episodes. All of that. The whole show is such good episodes. Like, for reals. But, I don't know. Those are some of my highlights. Some of my favorite episodes, I guess. What else? I just really love King and Luz and Ida and Amity, of course. She's my favorite. And Willow and Gus and Hunter. And I love learning more about it. And I love how, like, a lot of the fan theories were, like, incorporated. Like, there was that one episode that was, like, super meta when it was like, who writes the Good Witch Azura books or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's so odd. Anyway, I don't know. I just kind of... I really love the Owl House. Um, oh, Eclipse Lake, that's a great episode. Luz is like sick, and so like Amity goes on this quest with like Hunter, um, and and not like with Hunter. I mean, they do go with Hunter later because they find Ida's there and stuff, and they like go to find the Titan's blood or whatever. But like the whole what was I gonna say about Eclipse Lake? There was a part. Oh, the animation. That's what I was getting at with that. The whole fight scene in there is like top tier shit. Like the show hadn't had a fight scene that good. Oh, the classic the episode 2 of season 2, the Abomination one where she's like, "Stay away from my Luz," you know? God, yeah. Their relationship is just so wholesome. Anyway, the animation's really good. There's a lot of good battle scenes like that, and just like a lot of good moments, and like really sprawling like environments and whatnot. The Boiling excuse me, by the way. The Boiling Isles is like really like very pretty, you know. So, but also terrifying. And all the cool demon designs and stuff, that's cool. And I like how stuff keeps getting referenced later on. Like, in the last episode, there's a lot of, like, them showing the collector about the, like, adventures they've had and stuff through the photos and, I don't know, stuff like that. Oh, Understanding Willow, where they go inside Willow's brain and you finally get to understand, how her and Amity were, like, friends before. And all of that. That was really good. That was a really good episode. Really top tier season 1 episode, Understanding Willow. And Willow's such a great character. You gotta love Willow. Yeah, for sure. There's so many good musical tracks too. They like really punctuate like most of the scenes. All of the good, like the most memorable scenes, like the Grom dance. Yeah, they literally dance together to stop Grom. Oh my god, that that is such a good moment. And oh, you can't really see it. I've got stuff on there to block it. That's my background on my phone was the Grom dance. Um, I just loved that so much. That was like top tier show moments for me, like at that time. Um, Especially now, even still. I mean, I love the Grom episode. Obviously, it's like one of my favorite episodes. Um, yeah, so many good episodes. All of the episodes are really good. There's a couple that are kind of slow in like season 1, but like pretty much all of the rest of the episodes are like really good for one reason or another. Um, yeah, it's such a good show. It's a really good show. My favorite show. Um, yeah, it's just undeniable. The music, the animation, the characters, the just everything, the themes, the morals of the show, the heart to the show, everything just makes the show so special. And I love it so much. The LGBTQ themes of the show. There's like a lot of like non-binary and uh like ace people and like lesbians, obviously. There's some gay stuff in there too. Like Willow has 2 dads. That's kind of cool. Um, like Ida is bi and loses bi. I love that little presentation with her mom. Like the Lumity Studios presents like her being bi and stuff. I like how Lumity is actually like canon in the show. Like little things like that. Like they actually did incorporate like stuff like that later on. It's a little bit pandery, but I don't think it crosses the line of like, okay, they're doing this. Like, I know they're doing it for us, but it doesn't feel forced, you know? Like, there was some My Little Pony stuff that felt like super forced pandering-wise. Like, yes, we get it. You understand our memes and whatever, but just like you don't have to put them in the show. Like, sometimes it kind of felt like that here with like that meta episode with the fan theories and the who wrote their Goodwitch Azura books and stuff. They did all like the theories. They put them in the episode. They're like theorizing themselves of what if it was Ida? What if it was this? What if it was that? And like, okay. Um, but anyway, yeah. I love this show. I love this show so much. I'm sad that it's over, but I also feel really nice that I watched the whole thing, you know? Um, because it means a lot to me, you know? I mean, it's just, it's made me really emotional. um, yeah, I cried a lot, like, during the show, and especially during the rewatch. I was, like, gonna just watch the finale when it came out, but like I'm like no, I gotta rewatch the show to get the full effect of this, and I'm really glad I did. I watched the second to last episode my first time around on like a phone screen, and I was like over here and the phone screen was like over here, and I think there was some glare half the time. Banana like wanted to watch it that way. He's so stupid when it comes to that. I can't watch the Owl House, like one of the most important shows to me, on a phone screen. Like, I don't know. That really diminished the impact of some of the moments in that episode. But rewatching it on my TV screen was great, and I really enjoyed that a lot. So yeah, it's really good. Let me see if I can find the track, cause I don't think we've heard it yet, actually. We'll close this with the real closing track here. Where's the? No, okay. Let's just go back and we'll just search it. I remember in season 1 when they would always play this, the emotion. Oh, they played it in season 2 as well, and there was like individually customized endings in the season 2, and then in season 3 they were all like showing a bunch of like moments and stuff. Oh my god, just hearing this, oh my god, gets to me so much. This, like, it just gave me hope, you know, in a dark time. Of course, we all know 2020 was terrible, you know, for most people. There might have been some good aspects to it. 2020, 2021 were really hard for me. I talked about that in my last episode, the Being Emily, episode 1. Go watch that if you haven't yet. But the period of which this show was coming out has been one of the hardest times in my life. Having this show here to be with me and just keep me strong has been just so important to me. And sharing this with people, I'm trying to share it with people, but nobody wants to watch this show for some reason. Aubrey was the only one who did, and that meant a lot to me because she loved it just as much as I do. And just hearing this exiting music, the closing music, you know, it always, it made me feel at home, you know? Especially when she gets to the house at the end, and she just looks at Ina and King, and they wave at her, and it's just like this really nice, wholesome moment. She doesn't have her mom, but she has Ina and King, and this is home, you know? That's what this music, like, really says to me. It makes me feel that kind of connection. So, I just, that's how the whole show makes me feel. Is like I'm home, you know? And this is like a show all about acceptance and loving people, and it just all these like underdogs are friends, and they go on these adventures, and they overcome all of their problems together because they encourage each other and build each other up, you know? Us weirdos have to stick together, you know? I loved how the little biological thing, they explained in like one of the very first episodes, how the bile sac is located on the heart. That's why you can do magic. And they made that into a special moment at the end. It was just so special. So I want to reiterate, if my almost teary eyes haven't done so already, I love this show. This is my favorite show. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me. 11 out of 10. 20 out of 10. 3 billion out of 10. You have to go watch it. You should have watched it. Please have watched it before you watch this. I really hope you did. And I know I got into some spoilery things here, but even through all of this, I would still recommend you go watch it, experience it for yourself, because it's just so special. It's just one of the greatest shows, one of the greatest pieces of animation that I've ever seen. I love Liberty so much. I love all of the characters in the show so much. They mean so much to me. The show itself means so much to me. Everything about it is just so special. So yeah, I'm really glad this show got made. I'm really glad they got season 3 to finish it out, because I can't imagine this show ending on a cliffhanger. That would have been tragic. This is a great show because it is complete. It's done. It's finished. It's over. And while that really hurts, that also really makes me very happy, because I had the experience. I was there to experience it. And I'm so happy that something like this exists. You know, for all the people who are different and strange and they don't feel like they fit in. And this show is just so positive and being different and strange and not fitting in and being a weirdo and not conforming to everything society tells you and all the pressures it puts upon you. It says, fuck that. Just, you be yourself, you know? No matter what. Somebody will love you out there. And that's the kind of message I need to hear, you know? That's the kind of message everyone needs to hear. To just be the most authentic part of yourself that you can be. I don't want to end this, because ending this means the Owl House is actually over. And I've done it. And I've done a whole video about it now, and now it's over. It's so sad, but it made me so happy. I love it so much. So I hope all of you out there got the same experience with this show that I did. You were able to be such big fans of it. Maybe it came at the perfect time in your lives as well. It helped me really grow into myself. Really grow into, you know, being Emily. So I know it has to end. I don't want it to end, but I know it has to end. So until next time, I just want to say, I love this show. I want you to love this show. Hopefully you watched the show and did watch this first. And join the Bad Girl Coven. Always be yourself. Us weirdos have to stick together. And the most important thing, of all. Literally and emotionally and everything else. The magic comes from your heart. Until next time, I'll see you in the next episode of Azura Media Club. Thank you for watching. Stick around and let's watch some more media together. This is Emily, signing out on this first episode of Azura Media Club and the Owl House. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I reasonably stated my points and got everything across. Just prolonging this. Be yourself. Magic comes from the heart.